Okie dokie. We're live, Barry.
All right.
Do you wanna say it?
Well, welcome to the virtual campfire.
Yep.
You're with your host Sydney Williams
And
Barry Williams.
this is episode number
Who knows?
52.
Yay!
All right, cool. So are we looking at each other or are we looking at the screen?
No, we can look at the screen.
Okay, we'll look at the screen. So hi everybody. I'm Sydney. That's Barry. And together we are the Williamses.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
It's over.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of time in the heat today.
Yeah, it's been hot. So let's just run down some of the quick statistics for Take a Hike Diabetes real quick. We have also a fun fact for those watching at home. When you hike a lot and your fingers get fat, your thumb doesn't do the thumbprint on the thing, so then I have to enter my PIN. So I've locked myself out of my phone like 100 times because I've had fat fingers for the last 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And so on Kilter, so for Take a Hike Diabetes, so over the weekend, where we left off last week, we chatted with Ethan from UST. Thank you, UST, for coming out and hanging out with us in Chicago. It was so much fun to hang out with you. And we talked to Jay from the Outerbelt. And so last weekend, we were like, hey, Hiking My Feelings is earning $1 per mile for every mile hiked, and UST is going to match that. So we hiked as a community 706 miles for Take a Hike Diabetes over the weekend. Yeah, round of applause. We need sound effects. I think after this year, we'll be able to maybe do official production where we have sound effects.
No, I get to press buttons.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So where do you want to kick? Oh, do you want me to read stats? Let's read stats. So far we have 170 participants, and we've hiked 20,852 miles for diabetes awareness in 2021. Yay! So thank you very much to everybody that's participating. If you haven't signed up yet, you can go to hikingmyfeelings.org/diabetes to learn about the Take a Hike Diabetes campaign. And if you want to join us in Chicago, because we're going to be here until the 20th, then you can go to hikingmyfeelings.org/Chicago. Hit me with a story, Barry.
Stories. So what was that thing that Molly was talking about, that this Chicago area is more biodiverse than 7 national parks?
Yes. Yep.
That is the case.
That's the case.
All right.
Yeah.
So far we've seen plenty of deer.
Yeah.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Baby deer.
Yeah.
Like fawns, like bedded down.
Yep.
Just kind of chilling out as we walk by. Turkeys.
Yep.
Muskrat.
Yep.
Blue heron.
Yep.
Egrets.
Yep.
Catfish.
Red-winged blackbirds.
Red-winged blackbirds.
Which are my favorite call, by the way. I'm obsessed with these birds. They are my friends. And in the Midwest, these are my new familiar.
Coyotes.
Right. Yep.
Any other raccoons?
Raccoons, tarantulas, snakes.
Well,
turtles.
Those were in a cage.
They were saved from death and destruction.
Right. But we didn't see them in the wild.
Fair. Okay. And we also saw Sydney in the wild, hiking her feelings.
Yep. And we've eaten mulberries.
Yep.
Wild strawberries.
Yep.
Did we talk about the onion?
Yeah.
We've had wild onion.
Yep.
And did you know
this is the Chicago trivia
that
of the week.
Chicago is a Native American name for stinky onion?
True story.
Yeah. So these we actually had these stinky onions because they kind of come up and you just like pop them off. And I think they're delightful. I think they would be great. They're very much like garlic scapes.
Yep. Or green. It's a mix between like a green onion and a garlic scape for me.
Yeah. And,
I'm a fan though.
But it would be great on a potato.
Yep.
I think it would be nice. What else we had honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle and catalpa blossoms. Catalpa. They have heart-shaped leaves. Catalpa. Yeah, catalpa trees. Their blossoms are like this big, and they taste like it's like a little bit more volume than honeysuckle and a similar flavor profile.
And then there was the grapevine stuff.
And the grapevines, which taste like sweet tarts.
Yep. I think that's about it, huh?
Yeah. So trail snacks has been a recent discovery. Hopefully by the time we get done with this thing, and I don't know how much more forest we have to go through because it feels like we're getting a little bit more into the city now. But it'd be really cool if the raspberries were right by the time we left.
Yeah.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah.
So what kinds of stories do you have, Mr. Williams, other than our wildlife safari through Chicago and our delicious trailside to eat?
Well, this has been brutal for so many levels.
Yeah, so when first of all, I want to first acknowledge that it is incredible that our bodies can do what they're doing. That's a full sentence. I'd also like to acknowledge that not every human on this planet will walk as much as we're walking in this time span or in a day or ever. There's also that. That being said, this is hard as hell. And when we looked at the Chicago Outerbelt, like, oh my God, it's Illinois. It's going to be so flat. We're doing like 10, 12 miles a day. We'll just be done by like noon and we'll be in like the best shape of our lives, because like, how hard is it to walk through Illinois? How hard is it to walk through Illinois, Barry?
So it's a lot of it's pavement. So it's just brutal on the body.
Yes.
A lot of it's not shaded, and it's been 90 plus degrees and 8,000% humidity. I actually figured out that I got a heat rash.
Oh, is that what
See
this is?
Heat rash.
Oh my God, that's what I have too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was detergent. Well, if it's heat rash, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Because this is all the places where I just get really freaking hot.
Yeah. So
I'm just hold up my leg to the camera here. No,
easy, Williams.
look, there's a little bit of rash right here. Oh no, hard to see. Okay, well I tried.
Yeah. So we started off Buckingham Fountain, went south. We kind of went over some of this last week, but I do want to talk because we've seen, now we're in like west, pretty much straight west of Chicago.
Yeah.
So we've gone through the south side, the southeast side, the east side.
Yep.
And then we went west, and now we're north. So we've seen some neglected areas of Chicago.
Yep.
And we've seen some very posh areas of Chicago.
Yeah.
Where did you feel the safest?
Where did I feel the safest?
Mm-hmm.
In the neglected areas.
Yes.
Where did I feel most at risk for being yelled at or like accused of something horrible? In the posh areas.
Yes. We got accosted today.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. So we were walking near this man's property to get to our next destination, and he like came out and chased us a little bit, like into the woods, which was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So on day one, and I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, but on day one, so first of all, like if you live in Chicago, well, regardless of where you are, if you've ever watched the news and you've ever heard a news story about Chicago, they paint Southside Chicago like it's this crime-infested, terrorist-driven community. And on the first day, I was walking with one of the board members for the Outerbelt Alliance. I was like, okay, so at which point am I supposed to be terrified? Because like everybody that I know told me to like hold on to my belongings and like make sure I have protection, or carry a gun, or have bear spray or some shit to protect myself in the south side of Chicago. And she's like, you've been walking through it all day. I was like, cool, because I have absolutely loved every part of this first day.
So we make a point, because we are representing Hiking My Feelings and the Chicago Outerbelt, to like, as we pass by people, to say hi, no matter what neighborhood we're in.
Yeah, and we just do that in general,
right.
But yes.
And I'll tell you, the difference in reactions that we got from the south side to some of the more higher end neighborhoods is very different.
Yeah, like we stopped and had actual conversations with families in the south side.
Yeah.
And like walked with a family, and like
yeah.
her daughter was so cute. And that did not happen at all. Well, we had some trail magic today, but that's not a neighborhood thing. That's just a person being awesome thing. So that's my story on that.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Most people just kind of look at us with disgust.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird.
Like we don't belong there.
Right.
But that didn't happen up until like day 4 or 5.
Yeah. So don't believe the news.
Yeah, don't believe the news. Southside is awesome.
Yeah.
So, and they have the best tacos in the world.
Yeah.
Tacos Castillo #1. Be there or be square.
Very good.
Well, so it's really hard on our bodies. Yes, because like walking on pavement is brutal and difficult. Humidity, also something that we aren't familiar with. So we lived in Illinois That's where we met. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow is the 11-year anniversary of the day I fell feet, knees, face in the courtyard at Chicagoland Skydiving Center in Hinckley, Illinois, to fall in love with this cutie patootie.
11 years.
More than a decade. This is, other than like breathing and other automatic bodily functions, you're the longest anything I've ever been committed to.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
Yep, I win.
You win. No, but so what was I saying? Oh, well, we met here 11 years ago tomorrow, and we're familiar with the humidity, but after 10 years in Southern California, I think we got soft, man.
We did get soft.
Soft on the humidity front.
Yep.
You got other stories?
What's
been your favorite food that you've had so far? The cool thing about the Chicago Outerbelt is that you can eat basically wherever you want that's along the route, which is not the case when you're in the backcountry. So what's your favorite thing you had so far on the trail?
Those tacos were amazing.
The tacos were amazing. I would say the tacos were my favorite, followed in short order by the frozen ice pops we got today. You want to talk about the trail magic we got?
So we were walking along, we're in LaGrange.
LaGrange, yeah.
So we're in the most...
LaGrange. Am I saying it right? LaGrange?
Possibly, if you're French.
Okay,
so today was supposedly the worst day on the Outerbelt because it's mostly urban.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sidewalk walking. The first part of the day was in the woods, which was lovely. And then it was just all sidewalk. And it just, and a lot of it didn't have sidewalks. And we were like feet away from whizzing semi-trucks.
It was so sketch.
It wasn't great.
So this trip is interesting, and this is not something that we had come to understand at this point last week. Most of the stuff that we've ever hiked on, and I think I would say the same is probably true for most of our community. Most of the stuff we've ever hiked on has been established and like official trails. And so I had no real understanding as like how trails get made. Fortunately, I have a super smart friend named Serena who like literally does this for a living. So I got a little bit of a briefing on it because at one point, like with this trail, like Barry was saying earlier this week, it's kind of like it's paved or it's bushwhacking, and there's a lot of tall grasses and stuff like that. And it's at one point I was like, at what point, like, is this wrong to do this? Like, how do trails actually get made? I just don't know. And so then I was thinking, I was like, well, it's not like the PCT just showed up out of nowhere. Like they were social trails or they were local trails or people went and scouted the land and said this would be a nice way to get from point A to point B. So it's just interesting to be on a trail before it's like officially official with signs and markers and all that stuff. And I think it's going to be really cool when we can come back in like 10, 15, 20 years for all of our anniversaries and be like, look at this trail. Like as it gets formalized, we'll be like, remember when we were like following a blue arrow for a while? Yeah,
because I mean, we're just so you understand how new this trail is. We're going to be, as far as I know, the fourth people to actually do this in
one fell swoop.
In one fell swoop. A lot of people have done like section hiking, just bits and pieces, including Jay. Like I don't think Jay did the whole trail
right
in one fell swoop.
Right.
So he's the founder of the Outerbelt, but he has done a tremendous amount of work.
It's wild just to see, and especially looking back on just how many different places we've seen.
Yeah.
So exciting updates, and I think I probably totally forgot to say this. We were talking about the Take a Hike Diabetes campaign, but for the Chicago Outerbelt, we hit 100 miles today.
Mm-hmm. And you hit 500.
And I hit 500 for my personal hiking for Take a Hike Diabetes. And we have a community member that just crossed over 1,000 miles for the year. So Steve, I don't know is it Steve that's doing it or Bill? Bill is cruising through this challenge. And he's like, well, he's running is what it says on his activity report, but my God.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk? So now we're almost at 21,000 as a community.
Yeah.
500 for me, almost 500 for you.
Yeah. Somebody had to go hiking without me.
Yeah. Well, that was your choice.
Yeah.
So
back to the original story.
Yeah.
So we're in LaGrange.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Talk about going around the block to get next door.
Yeah, we did a lot of that today.
Sorry, team.
So we're hiking and it's like hot and there's no shade and it's just pavement and we're going through like this just ritzy neighborhoods and it's just caca.
It's hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
This,
So
this hike is brought to you by the letter M.
yes, for moist.
For a quick commercial break.
Yes.
A moist hike.
So we're in LaGrange and this woman is parked on the side of the road. And she's like, "Are you guys hiking the Chicago Outerbelt?" We're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, I got some treats for you. I got ice cold water. I got snacks." She had Welch's frozen fruit pops.
Oh my God, they were so good.
Like, electrolyte stuff.
You know what would be like, what would make my life? The feeling that I felt today, this is exactly what it is. The feeling that I felt today when I saw that lady and when I saw those frozen fruit pops was the same way I used to feel when D-Sands would come out of the tea room with watermelon on the hottest days at Skydive
Mm-hmm.
where you're just like, you start drooling before you even like know what's about to happen.
So
that is the joy. Shout out D-Sands. That's the joy I felt today.
The fruit
Thank
pops.
you, Clarissa.
Yeah, I had 2 of the Concord grape ones. I was double fisting initially.
Yeah.
And then Sydney's like, "Oh, you should really try the passion fruit and the berry pineapple." And I was like, "All right." So I whistled back those 2 grape ones, and then I cut the tops of the other ones off, and I put them together, and I ate them as one giant passion fruit, berry, pineapple, frozen treat. And I'll tell you, that was amazing.
It was the best timing ever.
Oh my God.
So to anybody who's thinking about joining up, if you got a cooler, pack some cold beverages in your car. And I'm not even saying just for me and Barry, like obviously bring us stuff. We will totally take it. But if you are coming and join us and you're hiking with us, like put a cooler with a bunch of ice cold drinks in your car, because even if you're with us for a block or the whole day or just a mile, like whatever it is hot and sticky and sweaty, and like sticking your hand into a cooler feels great. And then the ice cold beverage is a great way to cool it down too.
Yeah. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you very much.
So do you have a favorite section so far?
Yeah, that whatchamacallit, that slough.
The slough? You want to talk to him about the slough?
Yeah.
Tell him a story.
Well, what's the name of it? Saganashki?
Saganashki.
So there's a river on one side, and then there's this. Apparently, it's Chicago calls them sloughs. It's kind of like a holding pond type thing. It's like an overflow pond, and then there's this 5-mile, probably about 30-yard like berm that divides the two, and it just has these trees that are like cover the whole thing, and people are out there fishing and doing whatever. We didn't see anybody. So this was Monday and it was raining like all day. So we decided to actually, because it was raining, because it was a little bit cooler, we did Monday and Tuesday's hike in one day on Monday. And it was just, again, very, very moist. Whoa. What's going on there?
Yeah.
But that was just delightful because we didn't see anybody else on it. And it was very much a hike because it was single track, very wooded, very shaded, plenty of snakes, water snakes just swimming around doing whatever water snakes do.
Dude, that was nuts. I've never seen a water snake in my life.
Yeah, tons of them.
Sorry, Mary Ramanowski is unable to join, so I'm making sure she can get in.
Okay.
Use the second one. All right. So there we go. So your favorite section was the slough.
Yeah. So far.
Favorite campground so far, or sleeping experience?
Do we want to talk about the guy on LASIK?
Yes, you have to tell guys. You're gonna die.
Okay, so we're sitting there.
It's just like the typical "what happens to Barry" story.
Yeah. So we're at Camp Sullivan?
Shabona Woods.
Shabona Woods. So we're there. Sydney just does this interview with UST. She's in the shower. She's kind of doing whatever. Everybody else goes to get like food and supplies. And I'm just kind of sitting by the tent by myself. We have the entire place to ourselves. Not another soul. They're going to lock the gate. It's all ours. Showers, everything ours. And so this dude pulls in, and we're in this, there's a big parking lot, and he pulls right up in front of where our tent is at. And I'm like, what is going on? And so this dude gets out. He goes, hey, is this for campers? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, hey, do you think I can use the bathroom? And I'm like, yeah, sure, dude. Whatever. So he gets out and just starts peeing, like in front of his truck, right in front of me, in front of the tent. And I'm like, hey, dude, the bathroom is literally 20 yards in the other direction. I'm like, the bathroom's right over there. And he's like, oh, sorry, man, I can't wait. I'm on LASIK. And if you don't know, it's a diuretic. So I think the guy was hammered.
A couple cocktails, yeah.
Yeah, he was a little wobbly. But fortunately, Linda, the camp host, came out. Swift action.
Yeah, Linda does not mess around. It is her house. You're lucky to be staying there.
Yeah. So he started asking me a bunch of questions like, hey, how much does it cost to camp here? How long can you stay here? I'm like, geez, I don't know, man. I didn't make the reservation. But Linda came out and she's like, are you with them? No? Well, you need to leave. And she handled it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting up because this was day 2 or day whatever it was.
Yeah, day 2.
And I was already starting to forget what day it is.
Yeah.
So now we've officially passed the halfway point. So now I'm kind of paying attention to what day it is.
Yeah.
And I can form sentences for the most part.
10 days left of this.
10 days left. So yeah, that was a camping story.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One hell of a camping story. Yeah, I was in the van, and the only part of that conversation I heard was Barry saying, the bathroom's right over there, man. And I was like, what is probably happening over here? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's a story. So, but what's your favorite campground so far?
So far it's where we're at. Actually, no, I don't know. Bullfrog Lake is pretty good, but you can't swim in it.
Yeah.
Which is really horrible considering the weather that we're under. Yeah,
it would be absolutely delightful if we could just jump in that lake at the end of every day.
Yeah. So we just hit the showers.
I just constantly run my head under the coldest setting on the shower.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got favorite section, favorite campground. Are you gonna pick one? You like Bullfrog?
Yes.
Yeah, so far. And then anything really funny? Any feelings come up for you, Barry?
No.
Have you been hiking your feelings?
No.
I was talking to Mary earlier, so I've been hiking moist feelings.
Yeah.
It's been pretty
I don't have time to hike my feelings.
No, you got shit to do.
So our days, pretty much, we wake up before sunrise.
Yeah.
This is how our days go.
Because the birds.
Right. The birds around here.
Party
animals. Start talking at 3:30 in the morning.
Yep.
So we're usually up, and this isn't unusual because we're up early anyways, but like this morning I was up at just before 4. I did a time lapse.
Yeah.
Out on the deck on the lake.
Yep.
Check my Instagram if you want to see that. If you don't, I don't care.
He's not doing it for you.
Yeah, so we got up, and today was actually a casual day because we didn't have to like pack up the tent or anything.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what tomorrow's gonna be like. We're gonna get up before sunrise.
Yeah.
We gotta pack up the tent. We gotta pack up the van. We gotta shuttle the van not 1 but 2 stops.
Yeah.
Away. So our drive is gonna be like where we're walking to, which is gonna be about 30 to 40 minutes away. And then we got to drive back to where we start or where we ended today and drop off there and then start hiking at 8 in the morning. So, and then our days go until mid-afternoon. Hopefully tomorrow we have a lighter group because some people in the group, they had a family member pass away Tuesday. So they're not going to be there. They got to do arrangements and stuff like that. So it'll be a smaller group, which is nice because it's going to be hot. We're going to start early. We're going to hit it.
That's right. We're hitting it.
But it's still gonna be still 10 or more miles.
Yep.
So today was supposed to be 12. It was ended up being 13 and a half.
Do you want to talk about blisters and feet?
You want to?
Yeah.
All right.
Where should we start?
Well, I've had 2 blisters, not that big of a deal. Don't really care about it, but your situation is a little bit different.
Well, I'm better now because I gave myself a rest day. But I have 3 pairs of shoes I've been rotating through. The first day, if I had known that the first day miles were as high as they were, because we thought it was going to be 12, it ended up being 17 and a half. If I had known that that would have been the case, I never would have worn the shoes I wore the first day, and I probably wouldn't have had blisters at all. But I wore the wrong shoes on the first day, and then it was just hot and sweaty and hard to manage from there. But Molly came in, swooped in with her blister cushions, which I would like to keep in my pack for when I have stuff on the bottom of my feet. I can suffer with toe blisters, but I can't suffer with stuff on the pads of my feet. So I am usually when we're out on the trail, the first time I ever got blisters, I drained them with Barry's like knife with some hand sanitizer on the end of it. And this time around, we're going the sewing kit route. So I've been using a needle, get that sanitized up with some rubbing alcohol, get my foot sanitized up, poke it, drain it, let it dry. And I'm feeling right as rain. But it was pretty gnarly for days. Like, if we were at the pub, we would have been getting drinks.
I don't think anybody gets that one, but.
You want to tell the story real quick?
So,
I'm going to tell it. Where we used to live in Illinois, there was a bar. And if you were at the bar when the train went by, the bartender would pick a number, and your number was on your seat. And if they picked your number, they would buy you what you were drinking. So everybody ordered pitchers, because if they pay you to drink there, you sit there when the trains go by all the time, and you just can't keep up.
Every hour.
Yeah. Buying pitchers of beer for people that are lucky.
Yeah.
Anyway. Blisters.
Yeah. So hemorrhoid donuts for your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're fantastic.
Yep.
So what are you most looking forward to on this back half of the hike?
Other than Kuma's?
Other than Kuma's.
We will be going to Kuma's Corner on the 17th in Vernon Hills. So if you want to go, that's the day.
Come on down.
I'm looking forward to Little House of Glencoe.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
I don't know anything about it, but I'm looking forward to it because it looks like it's a cabin that we get to stay in. It's like a little stone cabin.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And that's I think that's when Mary's going to be here too. So yeah.
Yeah.
We need to go see Mary. So anything else you got?
We had Dada here this week.
Yep, we did have Dada here this week. That was super fun.
Yeah. She flew in from San Diego.
Yep.
And she was with us for almost 10 days.
Yep. And then we took her to the city yesterday, took her to Kuma's for her first time, carrying that tradition on into a new chapter of this community life we're living.
Yep.
And yeah.
Fantastic. So since we've been on a trip, we've hit 3 Kumas.
Yep. Vernon Hills,
to Denver,
and now the original.
Yeah. Nothing beats the original.
Nothing beats the original, and I'm glad we had a chance to do that. So if you haven't joined us yet and you'd like to, hikingmyfeelings.org/Chicago. If you want to track your miles for diabetes awareness, hikingmyfeelings.org/diabetes. And any other stories or tidbits?
Yeah, I just want to say that in the first 2 or 3 days, I was like, what did we get ourselves into?
Yeah.
I was genuinely like, oh my God, because here's the thing, I'm going on a little bit of faith.
Yeah.
You know, because this is the most aggressive thing. We've done like 60 miles in like 5 days with like 10,000 feet of elevation gain. Some pretty aggressive stuff. But I was like, oh my God, we signed up for 20 days of this. This is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And I knew that eventually our bodies would kind of figure itself out, and like they call trail legs and stuff like that. And my legs are fine.
Yeah, my legs
at the
are
moment.
Good. Minus the heat rash.
But like the first 2 or 3 days, I was walking like a geriatric patient. And just hunched over, like couldn't stand up straight. And once I got on the trail, I was fine. But like, man, like the first hour of the day and the last hour of the day, I just devolved into an old man. But so now I am honky dory.
Yeah.
I was running today.
Yeah.
I ran twice today.
Yeah.
Because we had to play Frogger.
Barry,
But
I was gonna say Barry's a trail runner, but he's not. Yeah.
Yes.
He's running.
So, but I credit it to the performance enhancing drug shirt that I have.
Tell him about it.
So one of our sponsors, Solomon, they have this shirt that is laced with mineral oxide.
Oxide minerals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oxide minerals. And supposedly it just like reflects energy back into your body to increase healing and energy and performance. And there was points today where I had no reason to run, where I was actually running with the camera and having a blast. That's the first time that's happened all trip.
Yeah. The last time I remember you running on a trail ever was when we were going down Fortuna.
Yeah.
On the 5K challenge. You're like, I could run this. I was like, let's do it.
We didn't, but we could have.
We could have. So.
Oh God.
Choo choo, mofos. We pay extra for those sound effects. Choo choo.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
You want to go inside?
Yep.
Okay. So for everybody on YouTube, thanks for hanging out. Next week, we'll be back on the trail. We're going to have some cool interviews. I'm hoping we can get Ish in person, but we might just do him virtually.
Yeah.
He's going to be here next weekend, but
this weekend.
He's going to be here this
weekend. What
weekend.
day is it? Thursday.
Wait, today's Thursday. Oh, does that mean he's coming tomorrow?
Possibly.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. So we'll have some cool people here for you next week to meet. Until then, stay classy, be awesome. Come hang out with us in Chicago. You got any parting words?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, we're gonna stop streaming. Oh, for gratitude circle.
Yeah, well, I do need to, whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say.